Hey everybody, and welcome back to Let's Play Avadon 3, the Warborn. Let's see, we are still down here in the Avadon dungeons, that's right. There's this mage running around, Quennel, whose name sounds vaguely familiar, and we have heard that this part of the dungeon that was previously off limits, or in this part of the dungeon, there had been an uprising, some mage freed himself or herself, we'll see, as himself. And this might be the person. In fact, he just turned hostile, so yeah. This is a punishment hall, where difficult prisoners are brought to be made pliable. Okay. The techniques used here are inelegant, but quite efficient. There is a Callum mage wandering around in the shadows. He is wearing a rough-spun robe, the sort they give to prisoners. When he detects your presence, he wheels around. You, a hand! You have found me! Well, that is not Ilaria. We should know that much, right? I mean, we should know that she's a woman, at least. I guess I'd better recapture you. Why waste time talking to this guy? No, I will never submit to Avadon. Not when I can die. He holds out his hands. They start to glow. Come, I am Quennel, a proper duel between equals in this pit of tyranny. Okay. If you insist, guess we're going to start with trusty double strike. He summoned a shade, that's fine. We can actually go ahead and use a powered up blade lash, almost killing him. Slowing and... wait, wasn't he? Oh, he's ensnared, okay. Yeah, let's end this quickly. That's definitely the best way to deal with this. Also, the shade, strangely, did not disappear with its master. So I guess it's not a regular summon via spell, but some sort of special mechanic. Anyway, it's over. That was quick. Yeah, that's just his prisoner robe. Nothing I want to keep. Huh, a net. There is a chest there with a steel razor disc, which is exactly what I have already. Okay. And with that, I suppose we can finally... well, we can take a real quick look in this room here. That is actually one of those hidden switches. Okay. Not very well hidden, but it is what it is. And we leveled up from reading about Report Protoss. Huh, that might actually be interesting. Not that the rest of this lore isn't inherently interesting. Report on Protoss. Feel free to read this as I kind of skip over this text. Well, okay, it doesn't really tell us much new, but interesting nonetheless. Is there anything worthwhile in here? There is this rejuvenation elixir that I somehow didn't loot, even though I clicked on it once. Blessed Runestone, kind of not very great, but I'm gonna pick it up anyway, while I still have room. Hopefully I will be reunited with my other party members sometime soon. There's Ilaria, standing there. Okay. Let me casually loot this place on my way to her. Actually, also save the game. There's an exhausted Tinker Mage. Oh, she's a Tinker Mage? Really? Did we know that? An exhausted Tinker Mage hiding behind a pillar in the back of this temple. She hasn't slept in a long time and she's desperate. She leaps out from her hiding spot and points a wand at you. She must have stolen it. Back away, Hand, she shouts. I won't swear the oath. I won't give in. Back away or burn. Are you Ilaria? She doesn't lower the wand. Her hand is trembling. Don't pretend. I know you came here for me. I'm not going back to the cell. Well, actually, Redbeard sent me to find you. She seems confused. You repeat yourself. Is this a trick? She looks you in the eye, and you repeat yourself again. Really? Redbeard came back for me at last. Really, at last. She lowers her wand. I'd given up hope. He'd been gone for so long. Protus threw me in a cell. I told him he would pay for it, but he didn't believe me. I thought I'd just rot. You get a closer look at her. Her clothes are torn and filthy. She hasn't bathed for weeks. I mean, how would she down here? She's been hiding back here for a while. Well, we know she's, well, a criminal in the sense that she opposed Protus, who is, by law, the, well, acting keeper. So, yes. We also know how she ended up down here. We have heard about that from Protus. Although, I guess, let's just ask her and hear her side of the story, I suppose. Not that it really matters, but... so what was your job? I was head librarian. And tinker mage, apparently, which I'm pretty sure I didn't know. Or she wasn't before, anyway. So I was head librarian, then Redbeard put me to work defending the fort, after Miranda betrayed us. Wasn't the best use of me, but we didn't need librarians. Then Redbeard was driven out, and it all went wrong. You are a criminal? No, I'm being punished for loyalty. I'm down here because I wanted to follow the law. How did you end up down here? After Redbeard was driven out, Protus demanded that everyone swear loyalty to him. Most did. A few hands and eyes fled. I stayed. I was principled. I refused to swear, then I paid for it. So you're still loyal to Redbeard? I am. Not because I think he is competent. I have my doubts. However, he is by law and tradition the true keeper. He will be keeper until he is killed. It is Avadon's way, and Hanvar's council has no right to change it. Well, I've never been a huge fan of things have to be the way they are because it's tradition, so I'm not sure I agree here. Well, I'm supposed to take you away. In either way. I see. I'm ready to be taken. I can't do any more good here. So take me. Where are we going? How will we flee Avadon? Actually, I'm not sure. Yeah, that's kind of the extent of my instructions, right? Just go and find her, free her. But then what? Oh, well, Redbeard will provide. Keep following your orders. I will be close. You try to ask what she means, but she mutters a spell, then she vanishes. You aren't sure where she is, or even if she's still in the room. Seems like all you can do here. Time to figure out what else you need to do. Yeah, indeed. That's kind of not what I expected to happen, but, you know. Didn't really know what to expect in the first place. Well, that was that. I guess we just return upstairs. Which is a bit of a walk. Let's scroll over. Maybe I'll talk to Mamora? Oh, I guess I can also level up real quick. Do I want more endurance still? Yeah, I've been damaged pretty badly a couple of times now. Also, charged weapons has proved so useful during these solo adventures, and who knows how much longer they're going to be, but I'm going to put 1 point in there and max this out. That doesn't really matter which I do first. You know. I'll just go with this for the time being. This is now going to last for 7 turns. I think it was 6 before. Pretty sure it was not 7, so yeah. Even though the effect of double strike, I mean, it should always, yeah, it says it just flat out doubles my attack. So extra points in that skill will not do anything to increase my damage, but it will increase the duration, which is good. Anything else I can do for you? Not unless you're looking for work as a bricklayer. Yeah, okay. So nothing new there. Your hair stands on end for a moment. It's a familiar sensation. You check the letter you got from Redbeard. Ah, it has changed again. Another instruction has appeared. The Avadon library has fresh intelligence on the movements of the Warborn. I need it. This is all. Again, an irritating lack of any extra information that would actually be helpful. I mean, it is enough to go on, but, you know, I'm still... And yes, I've been complaining that it makes no sense for Protus and everyone else to just accept that I'm working for Redbeard openly and without even trying or even pretending to maybe stop me. Also, that someone was so kind as to open this gate for me. Apparently. Previously, it was required for me to have a certain pendant key item in my possession to allow me passage, but I guess that's no longer the case, maybe? Anyway, yeah, so... And I still think it's weird, although the obvious answer to that problem is that Protoss wants me to work for Redbeard to... I don't know, to use me, basically, in order to find out what Redbeard is up to. And so he's going to let me do Redbeard's... let me follow Redbeard's orders, so long as I'm not really doing any harm, and in hopes of that proving useful for him. So that's the most likely explanation, and I wouldn't be surprised if that were the case here. However, it's still weird that my character isn't even questioning that. You know, being not even getting suspicious. Or that Protoss isn't even trying to hide his using me. It's just, I don't know. It still doesn't make any sense, even though what's going on might actually make sense in terms of how the game's supposed to go. But it doesn't make sense in terms of the internal logic of this world, I don't think. Anyway, so all this stuff is obviously not for the taking, but I can talk to Smith Duman. This chamber is a small, crowded smithy. The air is hot and heavy with ash. Multiple chimneys suck the smoke out of the fortress to keep it from wafting down the halls. That makes sense. There is a lone smith manning the forge. He is a short, stocky man with a dark complexion. Well, not very dark, judging by the picture. You suspect that he is from the Kva. He grimaces as you enter. A new hand. Full of demands, no doubt. I'm Smith Duman. He reaches out to shake your hand. As he does, his glove pulls away from his hand, revealing that it has been branded with a T. Yes, T for, I don't know, is it T for traitor, or does it mean something else? Anyway, it's a sort of a brand that criminals get in the Kva, or people who, I don't know, break the Stone Code laws. And I know better than to ask him about it. Greetings, blacksmith. I'm Ayalia, Hand of Avadon, fresh from the field. Why so enthusiastic? But I guess it's true. Sure, I recognize the look. I bet you have amazing dreams about all the enchanted artifacts I'm going to just hand you. Sorry to disappoint. I'm all out. I can trade with you, though. It's how Avadon gets a lot of what it needs. Just don't take up a lot of time. I can help you with your scarabs if needed. Be polite, though. I'm busy. What sort of things do you do for Avadon? In peaceful, quiet times, I craft scarabs and other fine goods. Now, with the war going on and all the supplies coming in, I've been reduced to a mere quartermaster. Protoss tasked me to get weapons and armor where they need to go. As he talks, he nervously scratches the T burned into his hand. You don't think he realizes he's doing it. So you're getting more supplies now? Yes, finally. They came with Protoss. When he let Hanvar's council kick Redbeard out and install Protoss in charge, they paid us off with piles of equipment. We need it, but it feels dirty to use it. Redbeard is still by law the true keeper. Oh, so here's another loyalist. Yeah, I don't know, you might want to be quiet about that. Duman nods. I should. Protoss allows us a little freedom to speak, but just a little. He's more merciful than Redbeard, at least. Yeah, I'm not going to ask about the tea. Are you the finest smith working for Avadon? I don't know anymore. Our finest crafter is Nicodemus. He's old and mad, but he's amazing. Then he left. He was loyal to Redbeard, and he wasn't quiet about it. He's out there somewhere. If he still serves Avadon, he is better than me. Oh, I know him. He's in Camp Nightshade. Duman nods. I'm glad he is well. I will not tell Protoss where Nicodemus is. The old man deserves to spend his waning years making what he wants. Really? No, I'm not going to ask that. I mean, in the past he got very, angry about that. About me asking. I mean, I guess asking once isn't really, it's not a crime if you don't know what it is to ask. So you said that you work with scarabs. Yes, they are powerful magic, unique to Avadon. I craft them, and the eyes enchant them. I'm one of a small handful of people who can do the work. Alas, I have little time for it now. I need to get some apprentices. You... He tilts his head to the side. Something about you strikes him as odd. What? You are looking at me strangely. Excuse me, but, he reaches out and touches your chest. Oh, whoa, that's, a bit direct, sir. Fascinating. I can't place a scarab on you. You could do it yourself, perhaps, but not in Avadon. What does that mean? The scarabs demand loyalty to the keeper, but there are two keepers. They will accept you when you are on land claimed by the keeper you follow, Redbeard. But... this is so annoying! The game just decides that for me. I guess I would make things much easier for myself if I just went with it, but I find it just so stupid. I mean, this whole game is about there being two keepers, and there being people who support the one and people who support the other, and I guess also people who hate both and people who are kind of neutral towards both. But why force the player into one of the two one of the two main camps, I guess? But apparently, I'm just loyal to Redbeard. That's it. The scarabs don't lie. Well, I guess that's also the in-game explanation for why I can't change scarabs here. Truly fascinating. I wish Nicodemus was here. This would amuse him greatly. Huh, would it now? Let's just trade. And actually I'm gonna sell my stuff first. Let's see here. We're currently at 8,000 coins. We're at 10,000. Nice. Yeah, I'm going to keep the stuff for the time being and see what he has. Ah, it's also expensive. Why? Scarab of the Void. Eh. All the armor isn't really interesting. Steel Halberd is... oh, it's a two-handed weapon. Whoops, that's not what I'm using. Right. I doubt the equipment is actually going to be better than what I have. Huh. Interesting. So even though he is the quartermaster right now, if against his will, he does only sell equipment. I wonder if there's a... I was hoping to stock up on some healing potions because I've been using so many. Hey, Polus. Yeah, I don't know if there's another... where there would be another merchant here in Avadon. Maybe there isn't one, or maybe there is one. We'll see. There is a steward wandering among the halls and quarters of the Hands and Hearts. He is an aging man, crisply dressed, the very picture of dignity. He gives you a little bow. I welcome you, young hand. I am Polus. I will serve you when you desire and tend to your needs, deliver messages, whatever it takes to ease your mind. You have heard of Polus, of course, the legendary servant of Avadon. Hands and eyes avoid luxury and showing off, but this man does the best to make sure you're comfortable when you're in the safety of the Black Fortress. How are things in Avadon? Very well, Hand. The first years of the Age of Chaos were very lean. Now we have food, supplies, even new towels. We have many more hands and eyes, and I was even given assistance to help me. Did you need assistance? Need? I suppose. I did need help, if I was to maintain the standards I set for your care. How is the war going? I have never heard any doubt that our side would prevail. The only question was how long would pass before you made the far lands submit. If rumors are to be believed, you have brought our victory much closer. I am grateful. Polus, is that a Taiwan name? I am sad to say that I was born in the land of our enemies. I was taken to the Pact when I was young, and I have never regretted it. All the hands trust you? Of course. Redbeard trusted me. So did Protus. Everyone knows that I am totally loyal to the Pact. I would be a fool not to. Life is so much better here than in the far lands. I'd like to know more about events in Avadon. Polus is concerned. I'm sorry, what do you mean? I mean the conflict between Redbeard and Protus, for example. Polus is very nervous. Ayali, I'm not a hand. I serve the Black Fortress, but I am a civilian. Even if I had an opinion, it would not be my place to say it. Perhaps we can discuss what I can do for you. Well, what can you do for me? I can provide food, clean linens, light, deliver your messages, whatever your day-to-day needs require. Any messages for me? I'm afraid not, though this is hardly surprising. I suspect that few people know you are here. Fair enough. Okay, so let's say I'm hungry. Polis leaves for a minute. He soon returns with a mug of ale and some fresh bread. Will you need anything else? Sure, some clean linens, I guess. Polis leaves for a minute. He soon returns with an immaculately clean blanket, pillow, and towel. Did that actually fill up my inventory? Yeah, I'm not going to ask for light. I don't even know if I have any personal quarters here. North guest bedroom, south guest bedroom. Could lockpick that one. And I guess I automatically lockpick this. Well, there is stuff here. Stone bust, statuette, charmed ogre statue. Should I keep that or sell it? I'm probably never gonna use it. Also, let's put this stuff on the ground. Right. Oh. Fine cloak. Sure. Oh, this is, yeah, the Tower of Trials. Do I want to go here? Maybe? Eventually? If the game lets me. I guess why not? This is new. Center Tower access. I've never seen this room, I'm pretty sure. Also, this is... Isn't this where Protoss used to be? No, wait. That's not... Or is it? I'm getting confused here. This is smithy. Maybe this is where... No, this is not where Protoss was. Okay. It's been a while. Well, not that long really, but, you know, my memory is hazy at the best of times. Okay, just making sure. So, this is closed off, this is closed off, this is also closed off. I had already been here. Let's see how far I can go in this direction. That's just a keeper's guard. Okay, this one's open. There's a training room. Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure Protoss's office was actually down here. And it was Miranda in the first game. My main contact for getting new quests while in Avadon. I guess all that has changed. Oh, nice. I'm going to take that healing potion. Thank you very much. I did not mean to talk to that warrior. In fact, there is Hand Kaide. He's still here. Or she, actually. Yeah, a woman. Of course, Kaide is a female name. Should have known that. The master of Avadon's training hall is an old Homeland woman. She uses a cane to circle slowly around the hall. The cane also serves to deliver painful punishment to anyone slacking off or showing poor form. Avadon has recruited a lot of new hands recently, and they all have to pass through here. Then they learn to fight the Avadon way. For a moment you envy them. You had to figure things out in the wilderness with trial, error, and constant risk of your life. She eventually breaks free and spares a minute for you. I can tell you are an experienced hand, but I've never met you. Interesting. I am Hand Kaide, she says, and this is my domain. I'm here to teach you younger hands to help them survive all that are hunting us. How long have you been a trainer here? Years. Generations, it feels like. Long enough to see my students retire from the field to more peaceful service. Long enough to see many of them die. She pets one of her legs. It is twisted and weak, the product of an old and vicious wound. This is the hurt that brought me back to Avadon for good. Now I can train you and hope that you can avoid the same fate. How was your leg hurt? I was distracted for 2 seconds. It doesn't matter who hit me or with what. All that matters is that, for just a moment, my will failed. Do you have any advice for me? No, I have knowledge. I can tell you are basically competent. Come here and I can give you the wisdom you need to stay alive. Okay, sure. Can you actually do that? Well, first, do you miss being out in the field? To your surprise, she has to think about it. No, not anymore. When we grow old and weak, we become a burden in battle. It is then our duty to step aside and serve in other ways. It has been many years since I fought as a hand. What did you do back then? Whatever Redbeard said. He was a different leader then. Merciless, yes, but focused. Then he decayed. He was keeper too long, and Avadon paid for it. What do you think of the war? I think it will be won. Open arms within, stone walls beyond. The stone wall has been broken. We will push the Farlanders back, rebuild the wall, and take our revenge. No other ending is acceptable. What do you miss about going on missions? I am old enough to admit it. I miss the power. I miss my word being the law. We pretended we don't love it, but we do. Yet, Protoss has given up that power. We serve Hanbro's council now. Hands must obey the law now, and I'm glad. You are glad to give up all of your power? Yes, it was too much power for flawed warriors like us. The people of the Kwa are right. There should be one law, and all should obey it, even Avadon. Oh, that's a very reasonable attitude. But you serve Redbeard. Yeah, I guess I do. You still feel that you can do whatever you want, as long as you think it serves the pact, yes? No. I don't know how much power I should have, it's complicated. Well, no, I agree that Avadon should obey the law. Because laws only make sense when they apply to everyone. So I think we have more power than we should, or we used to have. Things seem to have changed anyway. Well, that has been corrected. Yeah, see? Hanbro's council has finally mastered Avadon. It took centuries, but they prevailed. If we want to do something for the pact, we need their permission. I hope it ends up better this way. Right, so how can you train me? Oh, she actually can. And Kaede reverently leads you to the training floor. Over the centuries, Avadon has collected the martial secrets of all the peoples of Linnaeus. I have been trusted with them. I can train you. Each secret will cost you, however. I will require 1,500 coins to go toward the expenses of maintaining this mighty fortress. Well, 1,500 isn't really all that much at all. My melee attacks to be more accurate and be more powerful. Those seem like no-brainers. Missile attacks are a close second. Spells? I don't really need. Healing? Blessings? Yeah, so I should be able to afford all of those, all of the first 4 blessings, no problem. And I don't see a reason not to. I guess let's go with, just on the off chance that there's a limited number of these lessons that you can take, I'm going to start with more powerful melee attacks. And Kaede smiles. I can help you with that. Several hours of exhausting lessons take place. It is remarkably helpful. Finally, dripping with sweat, you stumble away from the training floor. That is all I can teach you. About this anyway. Right, let's continue with more accurate melee attacks then. Okay, missile attacks. More missile attacks. I guess I'm going to save my money, because those remaining 3 will not do much for me, if anything. I guess the spell damage would apply to my grenade and shock canister, but, you know, maybe later. That took a good chunk of my money. But it's certainly worth it. Huh, what's in here? Stuff to grab. Well, again, since it's not marked as stealing, I might as well just take it. That was a very rewarding... Oh, didn't I click here? Oh, maybe not. A very rewarding little excursion. Let's save. I haven't saved in a while. Right, this is the library, which is also where I'm supposed to go, so obviously that's where I'm going to go last. I would like to find out if I can find the other end of that staircase that I saw down in the dungeons that seemed to lead somewhere here. Where there is the... I guess there's the kitchen here and the dining hall here. And up here might be some sort of park, garden area. But I certainly never saw a staircase down to the dungeons there before. Portal to the Kellum Wilds is closed off. Fair enough. Actually, this should also lead to another part of the gardens. There's a visitor. Or several visitors, in fact. Okay, as I expected, obviously this is also closed. Those gloves are worth nothing. Okay. Sure. Oh, Virak? She's new. A small tanned woman with a thick ponytail is making quick work of the weeds in an herb bed. This must be one of Avadon's gardeners. When you get close, she holds up a hand to stop you. Watch your step, Hand. I just planted that. You look down to see you almost stepped on a small creeping plant. You step back and apologize, and she introduces herself. I am Virak, head gardener. What do you need, Hand? I don't mean to trample anything. She doesn't stop working in the dirt, but does grumble under her breath. You only make out the end of it. Typical. So many problems lately. What? Didn't I just apologize? What problems are you talking about? She points her hand shovel at the Keeper's Tower. It isn't decent. It isn't just. It isn't right. What isn't decent, just, or right? What do you think? Redbeard's removal by Handra's council, of course. A keeper is supposed to die on his feet doing his duty, or at least be assassinated. Then she points to you. It's all going wrong. Do your job and fix it. How am I supposed to fix it? How should I know? Just get that bureaucrat out of the true keeper bag. The true keeper bag. She points to you. You're the hand. Figure it out. What do you think of Keeper Protus? Well, she just said us pretty explicitly. She holds up her grimy right hand. The only time my hand has ever felt dirty is after I shook his. He's a typical politician. Fake smiles, saying what he thinks you want to hear as he tries to glad-hand you. All while he undermines everything you hold dear. He didn't even have the decency to kill Redbeard. Instead, he cut some shady deal with his spiritual twins on Handra's council. It isn't right, I tell you. It can be dangerous to speak like this. But I can be brave. Can you? Excuse me. She moves to the other side of the herb garden and resumes her work. Wow. Interesting. For some reason I did not expect the gardener to be this heavily in Redbeard's favor. Or to speak so explicitly in his favor. But oh well. Okay, yeah, there's the dining room here. Right. Yeah, this is the other half of the gardens. Or I guess these are the gardens and this is just some park for recreation purposes. Magdalena, also a new name and face. A small woman in heavy robes is sitting on this bench, furiously writing a scroll. She is surrounded by stacks of books, maps, and a wide variety of reports. Stones keep the chill wind from blowing them away. Oddly, she wears her hair in the Titan style, mostly shaved off except for a long strip running down the middle. She doesn't notice you until you are right next to her. My name is Magdalena. Unless it's urgent, I prefer to be left to my work. What are you working on? That's not what I asked. I accidentally asked the first question, I guess. She gives you a lopsided smile. You're clearly not the first to ask. Why does anyone do anything? I like it, and my companion likes it. Case closed. You have a companion? She stops working, sits back, and sighs contentedly. Yes, everyone in Avadon needs someone in their life for an occasional respite from the fear and blood. I'm fortunate to have Hana. I'm hoping to get transferred up to where she is, the Keeper's Tower. We think if I prove my worth here to Protus, It can happen. Right. Do you think you will ever marry? Why would I be interested, but sure. It is rare for servants of Avadon to marry or raise families. A family is only a weakness our foes can use against us. True enough. So, what are you working on? She doesn't look up as she speaks. Eyes who don't work hard or produce poor qualities suffer a fate worse than death. I'm keeping busy collecting accounts of Redbeard's atrocities? Atrocities. Just in case. What atrocities? Don't play dumb. I'm not playing dumb. I know full well. I was hoping you'd give me details. Everyone knows. Surely you've heard or seen what that horrible tyrant is capable of. I know what you mean. I've seen Redbeard's behavior. She nods approvingly. I've heard the rumors and read the accounts. Perhaps one day you can be a witness against him. You should speak with your fellow hands who are forced to serve that tyrant, if you can stomach more. Why do you shave your head like that? She gives you a lopsided smile. You're clearly not the first to ask. Wait. Oh, is that the first question? Oh, okay. Right. Interesting. Alright. So no staircase here. Also, there's a chest with nothing good in it. Ah, right there. No, never mind. This leads to a different area. When you try to go down these stairs, a guard steps up to stop you. He is embarrassed and frightened to be contradicting a hand, but he stays firm. I'm sorry, Hand. Acting Keeper Protus said that you had no need to examine our food stores or guest quarters. Please go somewhere else. Right, there is this... It's true, there was this, this extra little area in between the main floor and the dungeons, basically. So I guess... I don't know if I'll ever be allowed to enter that in-between level in this game. But maybe it's supposed to be that there's a connection between that food storage and guest quarter area and the dungeons, and that's the staircase that I saw. Right, and finally this is back to the main entrance hall. Let's see here. Any named people? Yes, Avadon. Oh, it takes a moment to recognize the pact official who approaches you. Her jewelry, her silken robes, her regal bearing, all of them are very different from her ragged state when she talked to you in the woods outside the Green Refuge. It is Envoy Duran, representative of Hanwell's council. She asked you to spy on Redbeard for her. Now she wants to collect. I'm glad you made it here safely, Hand. I knew you would eventually. She waves at the hall around her and smiles. Glorious, isn't it? Avadon is restored, wealthy and powerful, able to patch the holes in its walls. All it took was a little cooperation. Can you spare a minute for me? Sure. How did you get here? A lot of walking, horses, the occasional portal. I travel a lot. The Farlands will not be crushed by the lazy. Well, this is one of the rare situations where I can actively choose to help or work against Redbeard. Or, you know, work against him or not work against him in this case. Which is strange, since apparently the Scarabs know, they feel that I am, in my heart or whatever, loyal to Redbeard, but here the game makes me, or gives me the freedom to choose not to be. Sure, I mean, I wouldn't be quite so eager, maybe, because I have my doubts about her motives, but sure, I can give you information, I guess. I'm glad. I'm sure you have many tales from your adventures. You've been busy, I understand. Right now I only have one question. Ask then. Where is Redbeard now? Welp, I don't know that. I mean, apparently I know very vaguely. Redbeard has been infected by the corruption. That's not what she asked, but... Duran is taken aback. I didn't ask, but I appreciate the information. It verifies what we have already learned. I will remember that favor. Oh, cool. Last I heard he was headed southeast. Envoy Duran nods. We knew that, of course. Yeah, of course. Redbeard made a lot of noise as he traveled. I just wanted to know if you are reliable. You are. Thank you. The Pact still needs your help. That is why I wanted to speak with you. Why would I stop working with her now? Anyway, what sort of assistance do you want? You are one of the few trusted enough to travel with Redbeard. You can get us what we need. A lock of Redbeard's hair. That is all. We just want a little bit of his garbage. Get it and give it to me when I contact you next. Can't I bring the hair to you here? I will be leaving Avadon soon. Even if I am still here, I would rather you didn't. It is complicated. Just wait. Don't worry. I will find you. Give the item to me personally, nobody else. Why do you want it in the first place? We will work a few spells. Right now, Redbeard can be tolerated. He is doing some good. However, if he becomes a real danger, we need a way to sap his power. Any idea how I can get it? Steal it. He does sleep. He has quarters. He owns combs. It's not particularly difficult. Well, it might not be on paper. It might very well be in practice. But I guess I will try. I am pleased. I will find a way to contact you in secret later. By the way, Redbeard has a nasty tendency to eliminate his more influential servants. If you become a target, your aid might be the only thing that keeps you alive. Our aid might be the only thing that keeps you alive. Oh wow, thanks. I hadn't even considered that. What exactly is your position here? I am an envoy. Handra's council sent me here. I keep an eye on Avadon. Guide it. Make sure it serves the needs of the Pact and helps us to end the Age of Chaos. I have become very important. She shrugs and sips her tea. I didn't expect it. I didn't even want it. Yet here I am. You believe her. Do I? What do you think of Protus? He is a loyal servant of the Pact. Handra's council can't trust him. He doesn't have Redbeard's love of violence and tyranny. Now that may be the case. I really hope it's true. Because those are some of his only redeeming qualities. And so Protus has to do what you say? I feel like I shouldn't be delicate. Like I should be delicate, but yes, Avadon answers to the Pact now. Avadon uses its power poorly, or used its power poorly. It was cruel and corrupt. It has finally been brought under control. How's the war going? Very well, I am surprised to say. For all his many flaws, Redbeard has managed to direct a few victories. Well, it was really mostly my accomplishments, but, you know. Though you were, of course, the one who did the fighting. Oh, thanks. Thanks for acknowledging that. That means a lot. And what do you think of Redbeard's victories? I think that he hid in forts and gave his advice. Then you hands did the work. You did the fighting. Once Redbeard finally gives in and surrenders his power, we will remember those like you who fought bravely for the Pact. As long as you help us, of course. Of course. Well, we know what assistance she wants, what her position is. I'd like to talk politics? Not really. But there's a chance that we might learn something interesting. That is a good use of our time. You've been exposed to Redbeard so much, you might have forgotten that he is not the only leader of the Pact. There are others with power. Some of us are even right. I am helping to change Avadon. I helped remove Redbeard and elevate Protus. I helped to take away Avadon's independence. I helped make you hens have to obey our laws. I am proud of it. Right, what do you think of Avadon? It has the potential to be a mighty protector of the Pact, once it must answer to the law. For so many years, Avadon was utterly independent. It could do anything it wanted to help the Pact, even corrupt things, brutal things. It had to stop. The Black Fortress is too unpredictable. It is wrong for modern times. Why did you remove Redbeard? Pick a reason. He's old, he's sick, he's violent, he's mad. He insisted on assassinating any member of Handra's council who he dislikes. That last one was a big one. I'm amazed we managed to evict him. When we were planning it, I expected to have my throat slit at any moment. How did you manage it? A raid. Redbeard grew old and distracted. He paid attention to nothing but hunting the less. As a result, we were able to bring 100 soldiers into Avadon very quickly. We used the gates, the portals, great care. When we gave Redbeard the news, he had 100 blades backing us. He knew he had lost. When we gave Redbeard the news, we had 100 blades backing us, of course. Why shouldn't Avadon be independent? I mean, she's already given us the reasons countless times, but sure. Think about your dealings with Avadon. Think of what your fellow hands have been through. Haven't you seen how cruel and corrupt Avadon can be? Has been? You are brave and loyal, but you have to obey the law. Same as me, same as us all. You should not have total power. Well, most people can't be trusted with this sort of power, and I'm sure there are some people, I'm not saying that I could be, well, I'm kind of speaking both for myself and my character here. So I don't claim to be sure about being worthy of that kind of power. But I am sure that there are select people who could actually do that power, not be corrupted by it, and use it for the greater good, to great effect. However, who is to choose those people and to trust them with the power? That's the biggest problem. So I guess I'm going to go with option number 3 here. Of course not. I just hope you see why. Avadon ruled by terror. I am tired of living in fear. We all are. Fair enough. Well, she actually seems pretty reasonable, although, being a politician, there's always a good chance that she's actually, if not lying, then only telling us part of the truth, and we are not allowed to go downstairs. Yes. Okay. With that, I'm pretty sure we have explored everything on the main floor that we can, except for the library, so let's see if Redbeard gives us any new updated instructions. You enter the library of Avadon. Like the rest of the fortress, it is full of workers desperately trying to keep up with the demands of the war. Searching this place for information on the Warborn will take forever unless you can find a librarian to help you. Right. Earhart, for example. Certainly new. A robed eye carefully reshelves books and scrolls from a small basket. The robe obscures everything except the fact this person is tall. When you clear your throat, the eye turns to you. You see an old, pale man with a shaved head. He bows respectfully. I'm Earhart. I serve the Keeper of Avadon. What do you require, Hand? Well, instead of asking him directly, I guess I'll ask him, how do you serve here? I manage all the information going in and out of the library. Currently, I'm preparing a report on the Baraza Woods, a conflict between Hulklander and Caledariel. A long, complex struggle. Oh yeah, tell me about it. I heard you're traveling with Redbeard. Yes, I obey his commands. For now, anyway. He watches your reaction. That is wise for a hand to do. Redbeard still commands many. He will continue to play a role in defending the pact so long as he lives. What do you think of Redbeard's leadership? Huh, so all of a sudden I'm the one being questioned here. Thoughtful and strong. Yeah, right. I mean, strong maybe? Or at least he used to be. Thoughtful? I mean, he does a lot of thinking, alright. I hate serving him. He is unstable and a tyrant. If that was actually the case, I would just not serve him any longer, but... I serve Redbeard because he gave me no choice? I mean, didn't he? Did he really give me no choice? I'm not convinced that is actually the case. Neither of these options really convinces me here. I guess I'm... Should I speak out against him this openly? I hate serving him. He's unstable and a tyrant. Well, sure, why not? Whatever. His eyes narrow on you. Show some respect. We all serve the pact, and Redbeard has done so longer than anyone. That is what is most important. Well, if you think so. Anyway, there is something I need to know. I am sorry, Hand. I'm very busy. Please excuse me. Oh. So I guess I have to find a librarian who actually hates Redbeard, or Maybe I just screwed up? No chance to... Oh, there's another eye, so we're all good. I very much doubt that I could have just soft-locked me here, as it were. Scroll about the third age. Let's first see if there is another scroll around. Doesn't look like... Oh! Nope. Never mind. There are actually several. Miranda... Wait. What was the one about? Oh god, I already forgot. Report Miranda. Oh, there are 2 catalogs listing the works kept in the main floor of the library. You flip through them a little. The range of works kept here is remarkable. You look for works on the Warborn, you don't find anything. Interesting. Okay, let's see here. Codex. Report Miranda. What was the other... Oh god. What was the first scroll about? First age, Black Age... I'll have to go back. I completely blanked out. Age of Chaos, maybe? Anyway. I need to return here anyway to talk to what's her face? Tamsin. The third age, okay. Yeah, so... The third age. Wait, that's not what I... First age, Black Age? Third age, there it is. Ugh. So, again, stop if you want to read. Or pause if you want to read. Shh. Yeah. Shh yourself. Tamsin. Like everywhere else in Avadon, the library is bustling with activity. The armies of the Pact are constantly sending back papers, stolen intelligence, weird magical tomes, and other works of potential value. Then they all end up here. The head librarian gives her orders quietly and calmly, but the tension in her voice is clear, as is the implied threat if she is disobeyed. After dressing down a young eye who drops a bunch of dusty books by a lit brazier, she turns to you. You are... Ayali. Protus sent me a message. I am Tamsin, head librarian of Avadon and leader of the Eyes. I am to assist you, within reason. Please, quickly tell me what you need. Quickly and quietly. You're the leader of the Eyes? She shrugs. Not really, I suppose. I was imprecise in my language. The Eyes have no leaders but Acting Keeper Protus. However, the Eyes have chosen me to speak for us when minor issues arise. It is a small job, but a great honor. There are many Eyes now, and we need organization. What do the Eyes do? We are the eyes and brain of Avadon. And we gather information, and then we process it. We boil it down to the purest, most precious bits of knowledge, and we give those to the hands. You noted that the eyes do the interrogations in the basement. They are more than just genteel librarians. I mean, yeah, sure. Those downstairs certainly are. Why are there so many eyes? Once Protus took over for Redbeard, Avadon was allowed to conscript many more hands and eyes. The hands went out on missions and got killed. The eyes stayed back in the fortress and stayed safe. Happily, when there is an imbalance like that, Avadon has a method for evening it out. Really? What happens when there is a large surplus of eyes? We select the least productive eyes and send them on missions with the hands into battle, I mean. The numbers even up pretty quickly after that. Oh, that seems like a pretty rough way to solve this. Anyway, you told me not to waste your time, but tell me about the Avadon Library. She looks around with undisguised pride. Under Protus, the Black Fortress once again has the finest library in Linnaeus. History, military reports, magical tomes. We are unmatched. Yet, with our new resources, I am not going to be content. I have the ability to pay well for information about new libraries I can ransack. You look for more libraries? Of course. If there is a precious or powerful work, it should be here, not in the Tawan, here. That is why I pay bounties. If you find a library of quality, tell me where it is and what you found in it. If the information is new, I will make the payment worth the trip. What exactly should I look for? Age, secrecy, books of magic, arcane scrolls, glowing paper, demons, anything that makes a library seem unusual or valuable. Huh. Not sure I want Avadon to ransack any libraries in the Tawan or anywhere. Well, anyway, I need to see your recent reports on movements of the Warborn. That's why I'm here, in the first place. Oh, This request concerns Tamsin. I suppose it is... Protus told me to help you, even to share secrets, but I'm sorry, the latest intelligence from there is months old. I thought it was too old, so it was put in the tower. It can be dangerous to go up there. Every time I send a hand up, there is a problem. She has a librarian unlock the doors to the northwest. You can climb up, but take care. Why is the tower so dangerous? The tower is where we store older books and reports. Some of those works are enchanted. The magic up there can have unpredictable results. I'm trying to have safety mechanisms put in, but that will be a job for peacetime. You really don't have anything newer? No. What can I say? War is chaotic, and the newest reports haven't found their way to us yet. You're not sure you believe her, but even if she is lying, you aren't going to be able to force the truth out of her. I guess. So you've sent hands up there before? I need to send someone up there from time to time when the wild magic gets too wild and needs to be punched back into subservience. Oh, how can I find the notes? She isn't able to suppress a laugh. How do you find something in a library? Check the catalogs, how else? Okay, fair enough. Was there another thing I could ask? I don't think so. Okay. Library bounty. Oh, that is an official quest. Well. And with that, yeah, this should be the way up to the tower. I guess this must have been locked before. We also have the Tower of Trials, which I'm interested in. Actually, since this is where I'm supposed to go next on my main mission, I just want to take at least a quick look up here to sate my curiosity and see if this is actually a trial that I can make. That I can attempt at this point. And also if I can physically master it right now. It might just be too difficult. A sign identified this as the Tower of Trials, which is kind of ominous. Avadon values its hands, but it also tests them harshly. There are many trials by fire, some of them literal. There is a stone platform in the center of this tower, of this floor, surrounded by benches. It is covered with faint bloodstains. They were mostly, but not entirely, scrubbed away. A pylon stands in the center of the platform. It glows faintly with magical energy. Ominous indeed. Huh. Can I check the contents of this? Indeed I can. Assuming whatever is going to happen here will happen as soon as I step... Oh, I cannot even loot that. As soon as I step in the middle here. Would probably be smart to try and retreat into one of these chambers quickly, so as to avoid potential ranged attackers. When you get too close to the crystal, there is a flash of light. The stone radiates a field of soft healing energy. Healing energy, okay. It's really soothing. The Tower of Trials is actually kinda nice. Huh. I don't trust that 1 second. Then you see the constructs standing in the magical circles to either side. They lumber forward, mindlessly coming to test you. Right. Nice, I almost made it in. Sentinel of Chains. Okay. Of chains. 4 of those. I guess... Maybe it would be beneficial to be standing in this field. If it actually is healing. So long as I stand here, at least the constructs coming from this side will probably not enter it. And I will benefit from it while they don't. You know what? I'm going to stand here. Might be stupid, but I did save before, so... I'm going to charge my weapons, in fact. Oh, and then they do that. Son of a construct. Son of a tinker mage. Oh wow, that was actually easy. Huh. Now they're regenerating. You know what? They're super easy to deal with. Used to be that, well, I guess the Tower of Trials was only a thing in the second game, really. Where there was a side quest basically to retrieve a token from the top of this. And it used to be very hard by the time I could first access it. In fact, so much so that I decided to come back later, but this was super easy. And all they dropped was some rocks. Well, we'll see if it continues this way. We're also at 1 hour now. If this turns out to be much harder, I might be actually might go way over time here. You know what? I'm not going to risk that. This is a perfect length, and we did have some combat in it in this episode, as opposed to just talking. I mean, really only like 5% combat and 95% talking, but it is what it is. So, as always, I thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, subscribe, and I shall see you real soon. Bye-bye.